Thanks for choosing the 2020 St. Paul Advent Workshop craft of how to plant swamp milkweed with winter sowing. In your craft packet, you should have a bag of soil and a little packet of seeds. You're going to need some stuff at home too, and in particular, you're going to want a bowl that's either plastic or metal. This is going to be to mix up the soil and the water. You need about 2 cups of water. You need a milk jug, and then a couple things that are optional. Duct tape's not really optional. You need that, as well as a pen, and then we're going to need to put some drain holes in the jug. So there's a couple options. The scissors is not the best option, but it can be done. A hot glue gun is an option, and also a drill. So let's get started. We're going to start by putting our soil in the bowl and mixing it up with the water. And this stuff is super dry, and the water goes in and it's like it doesn't even soak in. It's like it repels. So you're going to want to mix that up really good until you can see that it's getting wet. And you'll be able to tell because it'll look darker and it'll look wet. But like right now, it's like it's just floating on top of the water. So mix that up really good, and then we'll let that sit while we're doing the rest of our stuff. And if there's any of these supplies that you don't have at home, go ahead and email Audrey or Justin, and we'll figure it out and we'll get it to you. Okay, this is mixed up pretty well. I'm just going to let it sit for a couple minutes. All right, I'm going to move on to my milk jug. First thing I want to do is turn it upside down and put some holes in it. I'm going to try all these methods and you can decide. First, my hot glue gun. This should just melt a hole. We'll see. I haven't actually tried this before. Okay, it is. It's melting a hole. Okay, so that works. It's a pretty good hole. We can also use a drill. Let me hold it. This is a little harder. Great. That's super great. Maybe kids don't try this. Have an adult do this. I'll do my other ones with my hot glue gun. Probably 4, 5, 6 holes. This is going to be for the drainage of the water when it's sitting outside. Okay, so the next step is to cut this jug in half. So I'm going to take my scissors, and this is another thing adult needs to be part of. And if you can get a place started with your scissors, then you can just cut this in half. Alright, I have a bottom half, and this is where I'm going to put my soil and my seeds, and I have my top half, and we'll glue this, tape this back on later. Okay, let me go back to this. Really wet. Mix it up really good. I'm a little concerned about this running on the counter, so I'm going to put the bag here, and I'm going to put everything in. Now, this craft, you can do it now, or you can also just wait until like mid-December. I know today in particular is really warm, and so it's not the best day to do it. You really want to do this when it's colder outside, and the reason why these seeds are sown like this is because milkweed, like other Michigan natives, have to be wet and cold for at least about 2 months before they'll sprout. And so in nature, they just do that over the winter. And so we're just helping them out. Okay, I put everything in there, and now it's time to open up the seeds. This packet should have at least 10 or 15 seeds in it. It's right in here. And they don't really have to be buried. You can just kind of put them in here along the top. If you want to spread them out, that's probably good. You can push them down a little bit, but they don't need to be buried. They really just need to be kind of stuck in to the soil, stuck to the top. All right, that all looks good to you and you like how they're placed. You can reposition the top of your milk jug and take your duct tape and we will duct tape it back on. Just trying to stick it on real good because I don't want it to come apart in the snow. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write on here because I'm actually going to plant multiple types of seeds and I want to remember what it is. So I'm going to put swamp milkweed. If you want to write the Latin name, you can. See if I remember what it is. Next step, take it outside. Put it someplace where it's going to be safe all winter, not in your porch or your garage, but in your yard, and leave it there. When you plant it in the spring, you're going to want to put it in a sunny spot in your yard, preferably. It's going to get to be about 3 to 4, 5 feet tall, depending on how much sun it gets. Pink flower in July, and don't pick the driest part of your yard. Maybe near a downspout or someplace where you get some water. If you don't have water, that's fine too. Just don't put it in the driest spot. Have fun and watch for monarchs.